The Egyptian Petroleum Research Institute, EPRI, was established in 1974 under the umbrella of the Ministry of Scientific Research, with the aim of supplying the national petroleum industry with studies, scientific research, consultations, and technical services. The Institute was able to create a scientific plan that depends on transforming labs, research results to the field of implementations, targeting the benefit of public and private sectors. EPRI has 7 research departments, which are: Exploration Department has 3 main laboratories. Geophysical Laboratory concentrates on prospecting the structural and tectonic settings of the study area and the evaluation of oil reservoirs. Biostratigraphy Laboratory, which studies the strategy of microfossils in past environments. Sedimentary Laboratory, which studies sediments, petrophysic, organic, inorganic, mineral, evaporators, and mineral ores. Production Department consists of 3 laboratories. Pvt Laboratory, which studies the physical properties of crude oil under pressure conditions and the temperature similar to the tank and its effect on volume. Drilling Fluids Laboratory, which assesses the additions of drilling fluids under pressure and thermal temperatures. The Improved Oil Recovery Laboratory studies the effect of using high-temperature chemicals and bacteria on increasing the petroleum production in Egypt. Analysis and Evaluation Department has 3 labs. Spectroscopy Laboratory that prepares and uses nanomaterials for water treatment. And Petroleum Measurements Laboratory, which is based on the preparation of corrosion inhibitors and measuring their efficiency in inhibiting the corrosion of different metals, as well as Gas Chromatography Laboratory, which identifies all types of chemical compounds in different ways of separation. Petroleum Refining Department, which conducts research in the fields of producing and processing candles, petroleum oils, gasoline and diesel fuel, produces various types of lubricating oils, industrial oils, and prepares ionic liquids in various applications such as diesel fuel. It has 3 main laboratories: the Catalyst Laboratory, the Thermal Analysis Laboratory, and the High Pressure Reaction Laboratory. Petroleum Applications Department, in which petroleum products are maximally used after the refining process to raise the oil quality. This department is divided into 3 labs. Additives Laboratory, which is specialized in oil additives research, desalination research, corrosion inhibitors, and salt deposition inhibitors. The Special Application Laboratory develops the research of surface active materials and their applications and prepares various polymers, polymer emulsions, and new nanomaterials to benefit from them. The Asphalt Laboratory carries out applied research in the field of improving the specifications of asphalt, used in paving roads, and conducting research on the use of asphalt components in the semiconductors and solar cells industries. The Petrochemicals Department has 3 research laboratories. The Petrochemicals Technology Laboratory, which is interested in conducting studies to solve problems related to petrochemicals, through the agreement signed between EPRI and the holding company for petrochemicals, and paying attention to the breakdown of dangerous organic, monoaromatic, and polymorphism using advanced methods. The Surfactant Laboratory implements nanotechnology in environmental chemistry to treat polluted water in the biosphere and to detect various contaminants. New environmentally friendly or natural compounds are also prepared as biopesticides against corrosive bacteria in field sites of oil companies. The Polymer Laboratory is concerned with the preparation of polymeric polymers and natural polymers and their use in petrochemicals. It also studies the conversion of plastic waste into traditional fuel alternatives such as diesel and gasoline. Process Development Department is devoted to the work of engineering and economic studies, feasibility studies, statistical analysis, and simulation. It includes 4 research laboratories, namely Reactors and Processes Engineering Laboratory, which conducts research on simulation, mathematical modeling, mathematical and statistical analysis, optimal design of heat exchanger networks, and production of biofuels by oil cracking of consumed food oil and treatment of wastewater using optical catalysts. Applied Petroleum Biotechnology Laboratory studies the treatment of environmental pollution using nanotechnology and the removal of sulfur and nitrogen compounds from petroleum products. Energy and Materials Engineering Laboratory studies energy storage, modeling, and simulation and rationalizing the use of energy in different industries. Special Processes Laboratory has a large activity in the use of nanotechnology, in the study of catalysts used in natural gas, and the use of optical catalysts in the disposal of petroleum and industrial pollutants in water and various transformations of solar energy, as well as the production of biofuels from lubricants plants. The Institute has 9 application centers of a special nature that work to transfer scientific research results to real industry, and they are Chemicals Services and Development Center, which produces many chemicals for petroleum companies. The center includes 5 productive units equipped with the most advanced automatic control. Among the chemicals produced are H2S scavengers, biocides, demulsifiers and pore point depressants, etc. The center obtained more than 10 patents and registered over 20 patents in technical research. Pvt Services Center, which studies the phase behavior of petroleum ores and the methods of their vitalization of wells and recovery of the oil left after the primary and secondary production. It also evaluates reservoirs and crude oil production. In 2010, a new unit was established to serve in the production of Egyptian natural gas and to assist companies in defining the natural gas tank management strategy. The success of this unit contributed to the establishment of another new unit with high technology to follow up the phase behavior of wet and dry gas reservoirs electronically. Core Analysis Center Services includes a set of laboratories, Routine Analysis Lab, Advanced Studies Lab, Sedimentation and Water Lab, and Geological Studies Lab. It is specialized in studying the oil reservoirs for oil companies, in conducting studies and providing analysis necessary to evaluate the condition of the underground oil reservoir. Surface Protection Center conducts research on how to protect the metal surfaces on the oil and gas pipelines coating and the ground packing. Tank Services Center, specialized in oil sludge processing. recovering hydrocarbons, cleaning oil storage tanks and heat exchangers, and recovering the accumulated crude oil in desert hotspots using advanced equipment. Asphalt and Polymer Center was established to develop and produce insulating materials, concrete and structural joints, bituminous emulsions, cold and hot asphalt materials, adhesives for asphalt mixes and acid-resistant asphalt mixes, as well as to manage the maintenance of airway corridors and roads. Central Analytical Laboratory provides scientific consultancies and conducts chemical and physical analysis using the latest scientific instruments available in its laboratories. It consists of 3 labs: gas chromatography, water assessment, and routine oil analysis. The Central Analytical Lab provides mercury measurement in gas and liquid phase of natural gas and petroleum condensates, and monitoring the contamination of the dangerous element with air and water associated with the production of natural gas and petroleum condensates. Technology Support Center consists of 5 production units equipped with the latest automatic controls in temperature and pressure and quantities of materials involved in reaction and review. It produces many chemicals with international specifications and competitive prices, especially the hydrogen sulfide blast, bacteria killer, emulsifier emulsion, oil dispersion, corrosion inhibitor, and spillage and sediment inhibitor. Since its establishment in 2003, it has received 10 patents and registered more than 20 patents in technical research. Nanotechnology Center includes 6 main laboratories equipped with the latest technologies in the Middle East, headed by the Electronic Microscope Laboratory, which deals with the size and structural form. Raman Spectrometry Laboratory for qualitative and quantitative information on the molecular structure and chemical composition of the sample. The Nanoparticle Particle Labeling Lab for the preparation of nanotubes, the Nanotechnology Preparation Plant, and another for the preparation of nanoparticles through grinding, dry, and wetting technology. EPRI units. EPRI research system completed through the establishment of several distinct units, including the Fuel Research Unit, which conducts research on all kinds of liquid fuel development and testing of its performance, linking it to the environmental and engine safety standards. The research unit team is conducting research in the field of oxygenated fuel with new gas line blends such as alcohol, ester, and ether. Also, the preparation of some organic compounds which prevents phase separation of gasoline-alcohol blends. As for the geostationary unit, this unit conducts refractive seismic studies using the seismograph system to determine the large sedimentary sequence for the sake of estimating the geotechnical properties of soil sediments and base rocks. By this, they obtain the velocity of the compressive wave and the speed of the shear wave to determine the voids, caves, and subsurface cuttings, as well as trace the subsurface structures of fractures and cracks, all used during the establishment engineering design. The Coal Quality Control Unit conducts coal-based measurement tests for companies' quality control used in generating electricity. The unit conducts, as well as studies, advanced research and accurate analysis of coal and its components. EPRI projects. EPRI projects come as a fruitful result of researches on the scientific ground. The projects are non-conventional oil recovery project. As for Innovation Investment Initiative, it produces new types of anti-corrosive materials and prevents the deposition of salts for various industrial purposes and substitute for imported chemicals. In addition, Heat Exchangers Cleaning Project, which cleans the water in thermal exchangers using innovative chemical and mechanical methods to solve the problems of all types of salt deposits. Cathodic Protection Project aims at linking scientific and applied research in the field of industry, especially in the petroleum sector, due to the problems encountered by the cathodic production system, such as lines, installations or tanks, and platforms, which may cause disaster and waste of huge sums of money estimated in billions. Innovative projects. NDT project. This project is designed to examine the safety of oil tankers and their distillates from the outside, without stopping the service to identify the weaknesses and strength in the fuel transport tanks, to carry out preventative maintenance before the occurrence of transport accidents which cause great losses in money and lives. To complete the production gear, various administrations of the Institute provide full logistic support to the scientific research teams to turn the Institute into a self-sufficient scientific city. Among EPRI administrations are Engineering Administration, responsible for several workshops and departments to maintain and review all the devices at the Institute. It also managed the transportation and movement through meeting all the needs of working staff, researchers, and technicians in the transition between the various work sites spread over the Egyptian deserts. The administration concentrated on training all the drivers and technicians on the latest occupational safety and health systems. Besides the administrative affairs that provide all necessary services to the Institute, including clinics and ambulances. After 43 years of challenge and hard work, the Egyptian Petroleum Research Institute, EPRI, manages to become the strongest scientific petroleum edifice in the Arab world. Thus, it will always remain the main influencer of sciences and technology in Egypt. EPRI is considered a unique research center, as it is affiliated to the Ministry of Scientific Research and, at the same time, headed by the Minister of Petroleum with a constellation of oil experts. That's why it is the heart of scientific research and petroleum industry in Egypt. EPRI achievements are explicitly seen by the efforts of its elite researchers, technicians, employees, and workers, together with the wise leadership of Professor Ahmed Al-Sabah, who took charge of EPRI on the 18th of September 2008. And from this date on, he exceeds all expectations. As for the financial budgets, numbers show an increase in the governmental funding over 25% each year, while the level of funding of self-scientific research increased more than 750% in the presence of the current administration. Achievements didn't stop here, but rather extended to buildings and laboratories development, including the purchase of more than 70 scientific devices that cost more than 70 million Egyptian pounds. Not only that, but the Egyptian Petroleum Research Institute, EPRI, contributed to Egypt's growth by providing state projects which save 1 billion Egyptian pounds per year through applying cost theory and taking into consideration the scientific research perspective. The Egyptian Petroleum Research Institute main pioneer is Professor Dr. Ahmed Al-Sabah. He held a professor degree in 2003 in physical chemistry, obtained his doctorate in 2014, supervised more than 70 researches, attended more than 70 scientific conferences worldwide, and published more than 200 scientific research in 10 scientific books. Professor Al-Sabah is the Secretary of the National Committee of the World Petroleum Congress, WPC. He is a member of the Council of the Academy of Scientific Research, a member of the General Assembly of Gas Holding Company, EGAS, a member of several international scientific societies. Professor Al-Sabah is the Editor-in-Chief of the Egyptian Journal of Petroleum, ISSN 1110-0621. Issued by Elsevier.